I'm Pat Bullard, and I'm on Loveline. Coming up next, right here on MTV. What? You've got to watch.
Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content.
Loveline. Viewer discretion advised.
Good evening and welcome to Loveline. Tonight's special guest, Pat Bullard. I'm Diane Farr, and here are the boys, Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yeah, what? Have we always had those dancers?
Yes.
Since day
2
one.
years.
Poor girls prostituting themselves to Loveline again.
It's boys and girls prostituting themselves in there.
Oh, there's guys back there?
Not tonight, but usually,
Oh.
yeah.
Really? Dancing back there?
yes.
I gotta start paying attention.
Wow.
I gotta start watching the show, Drew. Hey! Welcome to Loveline. I'm Adam Kroll. That is Dr. Drew. What?
What?
Oh, this? Oh, you want the doll?
Yeah. Did you
Oh,
see
yeah.
that?
Yeah, I saw that. Should we get to it now?
Yeah, I think so, as you introduce them, right?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know if people have
Oh,
seen
my
this. The Dr. Drew action figure. Should I hold this way? Yeah. He's got a tongue depressor and a coffee cup, and he really does nothing.
It's actionless.
Yes, it's actionless figure. He's no kung fu grip, no nothing. What else
Proud
to
of
say
him.
back here? These back here are the herpes. This comes complete with the following accessories: a surgically attached coffee mug, yes, jumbo-sized tongue depressor, and loudmouth patients, or 4 loudmouth patients. I'm sorry. And here's the joke at the bottom: if you lose the herpes, don't worry, they'll come back. We'll set that there.
He's very handsome,
Yes,
Drew.
it should be.
Well, thank you.
It'll be in stores as soon as we can clear the herpes trademark. All right, so what are we going to do? We're doing questions from the audience. We're going to take some phone calls. We're going to use the via TV phone.
I'll go to
Drew's
the
going to go to
audience.
the audience.
Maybe a loudmouth will come up from the audience.
That's right.
And now let's go to the phones.
Wait
Oh,
a
no, we
minute.
gotta do Pat, of course.
Our guest from he now hosts the Love Connection, Pat Bullard, will be in here.
I'm so anxious to end the part where Adam talks.
Now we're ready to rock and roll. Lisa? Lisa?
For the last 6 or 7 months, every time I have sex with my boyfriend, I have to watch Loveline. Now, watching Adam makes me climax faster, and it makes them more intense. When I'm home alone, I also masturbate thinking about him and watching the tape shows. Sex isn't good for me unless I'm watching him. Now, I know that I'll never have sex with him. I want to know, should I tell my boyfriend because he has no idea about this? And what can I do about it?
You know, in a pinch, because I know we're not on during the day, but if you watch the Brady Bunch, Greg Brady, what it will do is a reasonable Adam facsimile for a daytime masturbatory session. Drew, what'd you do? Put her on hold?
You want to talk to him?
My one fan. Are you kidding?
She spooked me.
Please. Finally, someone with some taste is phoning into the show. What is it that you love about me?
I think you're gorgeous. I think it's your eyebrows.
Please.
It's your voice, too.
Really?
I don't know.
It's the one.
Believe it. I don't know what it is. And I know I'll never have sex with you, but
Well, wait a minute. I'm a very accessible celebrity.
don't say that.
Oh,
And you
really?
haven't had your first stalker yet, but you
No,
could
I
get
haven't.
one now.
No, I would never stalk him or anything like that. I just think he's fascinating.
And so you have sex while you're watching me?
the tape shows, or I have it on mute, and he doesn't know anything about it. I just watch you, or if the volume's up, I listen to your voice.
Uh-huh. Do you want to get something now that that might aid you later? I mean, can I lay down a vocal track or something that you could put on a loop and play during one of your sessions?
That would be nice.
He will do this all night. You better interject
What?
somewhere.
Now your boyfriend doesn't have a problem with me?
He doesn't know about it. When I have it on, sometimes he asks me about it, and I tell him, it's just all right now, or just like play it off. I don't do anything.
It's funny because usually the sound of my voice makes women unable to have sex.
Yes.
At least I've found that.
Well, it's not just your
Not me.
voice.
Personally, yes. Okay.
I'm sorry. Lisa, do you have a job?
Yes.
You work and carry on a normal life and whatnot?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
You don't want to ask the heroin or crack
I was
questions?
thinking more in terms of institutions and things, but it's okay.
Let's not burst her bubble. Lisa,
Yes.
I want you to know that each and every show I do for you.
Oh, thank you.
And then when that TV is on, I can see you and only you. All right?
Yeah.
All right.
You all right?
I'm fine.
Good luck. And listen, when do you picture me having sex with you when you fantasize?
When I'm masturbating, yes.
Uh-huh. Is my penis big? Now I'm getting into a little fantasy. All
That's the point.
right. Just go ahead and double it up, whatever it is. Go to town. Have at it. All right. Finally.
Eve's up now. Eve?
Eve,
Yes.
what's
Hi.
going on?
When my fiance and I argue, I see that he gets an erection. When I see this, I get even madder.
What's this have to do with having sex with me, though, Eve?
It has nothing to do with that. That's not my problem.
I knew we wouldn't bleed over into the next call.
No, not at all.
Well, listen, I've had enough of this, Eve.
Talk to you. I like Eve. Eve?
Yes.
Hi there.
Hi.
So it makes you angry when he...
A camera adds 10 pounds, Eve.
How do you know he's getting an erection? I mean,
How do I know?
he actually...
I can actually physically see it, and sometimes he lays on me when he gets an erection, and I can feel it at that point as well.
While you're arguing?
Yeah, he tries to, because I'll try to leave the room, and he thinks that if I stay there, we'll be able to solve our
Some
problem.
people get sort of a strange arousal during conflict. It's sort of an expression of... Sex becomes an expression of aggression and not intimacy. And I mean, it's understandable it would kind of be upsetting, and if indeed you're healthy, it would be something you wouldn't think was right. Mm-hmm. But it's not all that uncommon. How's the relationship going otherwise?
It's going fine otherwise.
How long have you been together?
Almost 2 years.
And but what about the part where he lays on you when you're getting in an argument so that you won't leave?
So I don't leave the room because he thinks that that's going to solve our problem, but that actually makes me madder because then I can feel that he gets an erection.
This guy has
Well, it sounds
talk
like he
about
doesn't take you very
it's a
seriously.
great coping skills.
Yeah.
I'm gonna squash you so you don't leave. Like a wind's gonna kick up and blow you out of the room or something. So he has to like a brick sitting on top of
Eva,
some newspaper.
Something's up in this relationship more than you're willing to discuss right now, anyway.
Not really.
It doesn't sound like he's taking you very seriously. If you were very upset about a point and having an argument.
It's not an empathic way to deal with somebody, right?
No, it's not. No.
Right. and
Yeah,
so-
but how could he really be listening to her?
But that's
if
the way.
she's
That's the way
upset?
somebody. He's not. He's not empathizing with her at all. He's just got his own agenda going, and that's the way the sexuality gets acted out too. I'm sure he's not a terribly compassionate or involved person when you're physically intimate.
Usually he is, but not. I mean, but we don't have sex, or it doesn't even lead to that for fighting.
It doesn't.
No, never.
Okay, because there's sometimes when couples get in an argument, that sort of make-up sex turns out to be the best sex
Yeah,
of
but
the day.
that's-
No, we don't.
this-
I don't
That's
do
not
that.
good.
Well, wait a minute.
I mean, it
Drew.
may be good, but it's not good.
No, I don't give in because I'm
All
too
right,
upset.
he just gets
You
an
shouldn't give
erection.
in. We're having a sidebar conversation. That wasn't what we were
Yeah.
saying.
So what do we tell you, Eve?
The guy's suspect, and not because he
Yeah.
gets the erection, but because he lays on her,
Yeah.
so she won't leave during the argument. What's he do for a living? Does he work around metal at all?
What was that?
Does he work around metal?
Does he work around metal? No.
What's he do?
He drives a truck for a living.
What's a truck made out of, smartass? No, that's not working with metal. I was just trying to salvage that there. So he drives a truck, so he's
Yes.
used to sitting on stuff. I'm trying to make a connection here. You guys need to communicate a little more. The problem isn't so much about his erection
That's
as
right.
it's about his communication
and about
skills.
the mutuality in the relationship.
Right.
There's not
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
empathy here. So
All right,
let's
Eve.
not.
All right,
you
let's
know-
get back to that caller that loves me. Can we do that?
No.
Boy, yeah, talk about...
Nutty.
Maybe you guys could go on Love Connection.
Oh, that is
Hey.
a fabulous segue.
Why don't we bring the host in?
I'll tell you what, yes, we can do the next best thing. We can bring the host in. Pat Bullard, everybody. Good to see you, bro.
People love me.
Yes, they do. Boy. All right, so we'll talk-
First of all, I'm a little shocked. I don't know what the odds are that a woman would call in who can't have sex unless she's watching you on the same show that I'm on. I have the same problem.
Oh.
I have to watch you during sex when I'm at home.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Consequently, I'm not having sex anymore. That is bizarre. Was that legitimate? You think that was?
She sounded just kooky enough to be real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought it.
Yeah, I bought it.
Wow.
did?
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about Love Connection. Pat's done stand-up for many years, has quite a list of writing credentials behind him, but now has moved into the host role with Love Connection. And what's that like? Are you happy that the show's been around and everyone knows what it is?
Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of look at it that way. I think of it as like a franchise show. You know, The Tonight Show was on for many years, Jack Parr, then Carson, now Leno. I hope this show is that. I hope that I can step in and it'll have a long run. Chuck did it for 11 years.
Right.
So I would be happy with half that.
And I've seen you on it, and I think you'll have at least 11. Yeah. Unless you spin out and have to go into rehab or something.
But it's a fun show to do, and it's similar to this, I imagine. You guys don't know really who's going to call in, what their problems are going to be, and I don't know anything about the dates. The people just come on, and I find out as the audience finds out, and that's fun. It's fun for me. I'm constantly amazed by it, what people are willing to talk about on TV.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
You know,
Wait till you hear what these idiots are willing to talk about on the show. Speaking of idiots, Steve is, no. Steve's in our audience. He has himself a question. He's 18. What's going on, Steve?
Yeah, I have this girlfriend, and I like her a lot. We've been going out for about a month. And I dated one of her good friends, and we went out for about 2 years, and it was pretty serious. And I just recently found out last week that my ex-girlfriend is telling my new girlfriend lies about me, like sexual lies, like I have a small penis, I'm quick in bed, I'm just really horrible in bed, and they're completely lies, I guarantee it.
Well, you know, you can dispel that small penis myth by actually showing the new girlfriend the tremendous penis you have.
I'm not that comfortable with her yet. I mean, we've been going out for a month, and
Good
she's in
for
San
you.
Diego, and I'm here, and I don't really get to see her a lot. So
Sounds to me like you're hiding something, Steve.
I don't think taking out my penis the very few times I get to see her is like, I don't know. I don't think that's acceptable. So, but
Yeah, but I'm not saying. No. I'm not saying do it in a sexual manner. I'm saying like, hey, it's really hot in here. Do you mind if I pull my penis out?
Right.
Or hey, you don't mind if I take a leak in the
No,
sink while you're at the
I've lost-
stove?
yeah.
You know,
I've
you
lost
make
too
an
many girls like that
excuse.
already. No, it just doesn't work.
All right, well, why don't this sounds like it's between you and your ex
Yeah,
more than it is.
We've had plenty of problems, and my real problem is I don't want my new girlfriend thinking all this stuff about me, and I think she believes my ex-girlfriend because they're pretty good friends. And I'm trying to take it slow because I really like this girl, but I'm kind of pressured to have sex with her to prove that these things aren't true.
What does she say when you say these things aren't true?
She kind of blows it off, like, okay, if you say so.
All right,
but
then let it be. I mean, that's all you're going to be able to do.
But
Let me give you a little hint about the girl code. The girl you're dating now has broken the girl code by going out with a guy that went out with one of her good friends for 2 years.
Yeah.
She's not exactly on the mark. That is not an okay thing amongst women. So I don't know if the girl that you're looking at is necessarily where you want to be anyway.
But I don't want to condemn her this quickly, because when you're young and people hang around in a group, this kind of jumping ship to the next barge kind of thing happens.
Yeah, I don't know about the girl code. I think that would.
There was like
I don't think
She lives in San Diego and you live in Upland. This isn't a crowd.
Well, how did you meet her?
Well, there was a good year in between when I broke up with my ex-girlfriend and I'm with this one, so I guess she kind of figured things were over.
All right. I'm not going to condemn her necessarily for dating you because her friend did. I don't think it's the greatest attribute in a person, but it doesn't mean she's evil. She will believe you if she likes you. If she doesn't like you and she's looking for an excuse to get out, then she'll believe what the ex-girlfriend is saying. So it'll sort of be settled by how interested she is in you. Show her your penis. God bless you, Steve. Nikki. Nikki?
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi. I've been dating my 36-year-old boyfriend for about 2 years now, and about a couple months ago, I secretly met and started dating a guy who was white, and about a month ago, I found out that I was pregnant. Now, I've told both of them that I'm pregnant, and it's going to be pretty obvious when I have the baby, you know, which one is the father and which one isn't, but I don't want to lose either. What should I do?
All right, so you had a white guy, a black guy. Nikki's, we haven't established, but I'm going with black, and this is one of those, which we haven't had in a while, but always makes a good debate. All right, Nikki, we will answer this after we take the break. Drew's going to go out in the audience as well.
Loveline or would like a Dr. Drew doll, you can call us 24 hours a day, 323-520-LOVE. Long distance charges may apply.
Hey, more Loveline with Pat Bullard from The Love Connection. You can check your local listings for that one. And when we left off, we're speaking to Nikki, who's on line 9. Nikki? No. Nikki.
Hello?
Hey.
Hi.
What's up? Doesn't know which boyfriend fathered her baby. That's right. You're black?
Yeah.
You met a guy when you were 18. He was 34.
Yeah.
Right? He's 36 now. You're 20. You cheated on him.
Yeah.
With an albino?
No.
Oh, come on. That's better TV. That guy's albino, right?
No.
But a white guy.
Yeah.
And you don't. Now you're pregnant. You don't know who knocked you up.
Yeah, how do I keep the two of them without... Yeah, that's basically it. I want to know how I keep
Boy, that's a little late for that, isn't it? Somebody's got to go, right? Are they both willing to just find out whose baby this is, and then they're both going to hang around?
No, Nikki hasn't been honest, Pat. Don't be silly.
I did not come here to be hit, I'll tell you that.
The question is, how far along are you, Nikki?
I'm about a month and a half.
All right, and you're going to go full term?
Well, both of them want me to have an abortion.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
And Nikki, you think
well,
you're ready
we'll pay for the abortion. It's like what they do on Love Connection, right?
Yeah, we'll send you out again, Nikki, if you want to go.
All right, Drew?
Let's get some words of wisdom from the audience.
Thank you.
I just think that she should wait till the real baby, the real baby, fake baby, till the baby is actually born, and then be with the real father just for the child's sake. I mean, what is the child gonna think if he's black or white and his father's
A
the
different
opposite
color.
color. I mean,
Plus, you wouldn't really know. I mean, babies oftentimes have different characteristics, but it's not as if. You know what I'm saying?
You can't necessarily tell the difference.
Yeah. It might take a while.
Right. But
Right.
you might be able to tell the difference. I mean, she needs to
Right.
prepare for this. Look, it's going to be a big crisis when the baby arrives. That's not the time to be involved in a
Wait,
crisis.
but Nikki is nowhere near being ready to be a mother. If Nikki's biggest problem is how do I keep two guys, no problem with cheating, no problem with being pregnant, no problem not being married. One boyfriend is 16 years older than you, and I don't know what's going on with the other. Nikki, this is your whole life. This isn't just about which one of these
Somebody
guys is
else's
going to
life,
hang
too.
in.
Right.
Let's get another comment.
I just wanted to say, first of all, if both of these men want you to have an abortion, they don't deserve the baby's love or your love. The baby's going to need somebody there to take care of it. And if you have to get rid of both of them, you should do that for your baby's sake, because it's going to be your child forever.
Hey, Nikki, what are your feelings on abortion or adoption or something with the shun on the end of it?
Well, I've already had one abortion with my 36-year-old boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I already told him I don't want to go through another one.
Right. But
And
you didn't use any protection, though, right?
Well, I've been with him for 2 years, so.
So it's okay if you have kids because, you know, you can just get rid of them when you're done with them, right? I mean, if you're thinking that you don't want to go through an abortion, do you know what it's going to be like to go through 20 years with someone and be solely responsible for their well-being? It doesn't sound like you're capable of taking care of yourself yet,
Or
Nikki.
I always encourage people about adoption. I mean, that's the really courageous option. And when you're not in a situation that's healthy for a child, if you really care about that child and want to do what's best for the child, adoption is very often a far more courageous and appropriate choice than either adoption or keeping the child. But in this case, I believe the real heroes of today are young women that get pregnant by whatever means and elect to give the child up for adoption. It's heroic. But look, and that's the decision on behalf of the child, not on behalf of the mom, unfortunately. I'll tell you what, both guys need to know. They need to know now. They do, because they're going to find out anyway.
Right.
You need to figure out which one you want to stay with. That's your choice. Hopefully it is with the biological father, so you can begin to commit to a family on behalf of this child. If it's not with the biological father, that father will have fiduciary responsibility. He'll have to be able to pay child support. Whether or not he's involved in the child's life or not is sort of up to him at that point. Yeah. But you've got to create some stability. You have to make some choices, and you have to do it now.
But how's she going to know who the biological father is until the kid comes out?
She isn't going to know till then, is she?
All right, and even then it's going to be tough. And what do? DNA?
Yep.
Oh, man. Shai?
Yeah.
Hey, Shai.
Hi.
What's going on there, Shai?
Okay, I found my boyfriend's access code to his voicemail 4 days ago. And I've been checking it, and there's girls up on there saying they love him. There's 4 different women up on there saying they love him. I've been with him for 3 months. I want to approach him, but I feel really guilty about having his code. How could I tell him about this?
How'd you get his code?
He checked it with my cell phone, and you know how the cell phone keeps the number in memory?
Well,
So I recalled it.
How did you meet this guy?
I met him through a friend.
What does he do for a living?
He's an assistant firefighter, and he's going to go to school. And he already has 2 children with 2 different women, so I mean, I don't know what to do.
Shai, I think you know the answer to your own question.
You're just dating him, right? It's not a boyfriend-girlfriend thing.
No, it is a boyfriend-girlfriend thing.
Well, you better get some clarification.
How old is this junior fire chief here?
He's 19.
That's a great guy.
19.
Like you'd want this guy coming into your house and rescuing you. Like, yeah, I know it's on fire. Let me just hump your daughter for a few minutes. We'll get to the flame later.
I think 9 times out of 10, most people have to look. When you get to a point where you want to check somebody's voicemail, you know there is a problem.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be
Right.
checking unless you thought that there might be a problem. Then when you find the problem, now you want to have a discussion with him. He will probably lie to you, and you will believe it, and then you will lose your self-esteem, and then you won't be able to get out. Just run. Just run for the door.
I mean, it's okay to date a guy like this, right? Just wants to date, but to have a relationship, no.
Well, listen, here's the deal. When you're 19, this guy's 19, right? He's got 2 kids from two different women.
At 19.
He ain't done yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever it is you're doing at 19, you ain't done. Believe me, you got another 10 years of it. If somebody made a few mistakes, 18, 19, whatever, 20, and they're 28 now, and that's behind them kind of thing, and you're dating them, that's fine. But if they're fresh off their last pregnancy and their last girlfriend and their last whatever, and now they're on to you, you're just a link in the chain. It has not been broken yet. All right, Larry's over at the wall of shame over there. Larry doesn't want to be seen, although we could run around and see him if we wanted to. We just don't care enough. Larry?
All right, my question is, my girlfriend and I have sex generally once a day, and we'll go out and do something, and a couple hours later she'll want to have sex again. And I'll be in the mood to have sex, and I won't ever be able to reach another orgasm. And we'll have sex for a long period of time. And I've talked to a couple of my friends about it, and they said they can have sex more than one time a night. I was wondering if there was something I could do about it, or if this was normal, or what.
All right. Well, we're going to take ourselves a break. When we come back, we'll coax Diane to go over there and see if we can't put an end to this only once a day nonsense. And that'll all be after this. There, Larry.
I'm Danica McKellar. You're watching Loveline on MTV.
You can send your questions via email at loveline3@aol.com. Please include your phone number.
All right, more Loveline with Pat Bullard from the Love Connection. And when we left off, we're speaking to Larry, who is seated before the wall of shame. Larry has, he can have an orgasm, no problem, but he can't have a second one that day.
Poor baby.
What, how long would you say the time period is between orgasms?
At least 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
9, more than that sometimes.
That is just Larry.
That's Larry and Larry's penis.
Right.
And that's fine, Larry. That's not going to be a big complaint from women. That's not a problem.
Isn't that just Larry and every other guy? I mean, that doesn't sound like a huge problem.
Yeah.
Not to say my turnover is woo, look out. But
at 19,
it's not unusual.
At 19, 20, most guys can muster another event.
And what about when Larry's alone with little Larry?
Multiple times, no problem.
No problem.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
I have done it 5, 6 times in a day.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Right.
Nice excavating Adam.
Yeah, the refractory period there is towel off, pose down in front of the full-length mirror, and then back on it again. That's about 3 minutes.
What do you think the problem is, Larry? You have any sense of what's at issue?
No, I don't think it's the girl. I'm sure it's not the girl. The sex is great, and I love the girl, so.
But here's, Larry, do you take little Larry out to play quite often?
No.
No.
I mean.
Although you do have a 5-day or 5 times a day under your belt.
It's not a common occurrence.
Not a common occurrence. All right. So what are you good for, masturbatory-wise? What can I put you down for, Larry?
2 to 3 times a week.
How many times?
2 to 3 times
Liar!
a week.
Well, that's in addition to having a girlfriend.
Oh, it is?
Right?
Correct.
But when there's no girlfriend, what are you at?
6 to 7 times a week.
All right. That's
6,000 times a week. I
have this theory sometimes that when guys handle themselves a lot, they get used to their own caress.
Right.
And it's a certain kind of, like you're used to mine, Drew?
Yes. And he could cut back a little bit.
Yeah, what I'm saying is you get used to a certain grip, a certain stance, a certain approach, and a certain sensation. And a guy can rattle off 3 or 4 in the course of an hour, but when you're with a woman, it's a completely different sensation.
Right.
And therefore, you may only be good for once every 8 or 10 hours. But this isn't a real problem.
No, because the girl is going to taper off as well, and then you might just even out.
Yeah. All right, Larry, you're fine. Desiree's out in the audience. She's going to come up with us and join us and hang out with us. Hi, Desiree. Hi, Desiree has no particular qualifications, but neither do we. But you just audience members got an opinion, right?
Yeah, I got a few things I can say.
All right. Well, you
Opinions
jump in whenever you like. Becky is 28. Becky's on the phone. Line 5. Becky?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, I have a son who is 7 years old, and he came home from his friend's house the other day, and he was like, well, I got sent home because we were playing the weenie game. And I said, well, what's that? And he said, well, when he explained it to me, he was having oral sex with this other kid. And I said, well, how did you find out, about that? And he said that ever since we moved here, which was back in July, that this little boy had taught him this game, and that they've been playing it ever since.
And who sent him home?
The kid's parents. I don't know which one caught him.
So somebody caught somebody playing the weenie game.
Have you talked to the parents yet?
No, because I'm just mortified, and I don't have a clue what to do about this.
Well, you definitely should get some professional help in dealing with the child, okay? Can you do that?
In what way, though? I mean, is this something that's going to affect him for all his life?
Well,
And
not
how
necessarily.
should I explain it to him?
How old is the other kid?
5.
Becky, it could.
The kid's 5 and your kid's 7.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to
It
me,
may
and Drew,
not
don't
necessarily
freak her out.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause there's a big difference between the other kid being 14 and playing the weenie game because it's not fair.
Some 14-year-old got to one of these kids.
Probably
all right,
if the
but-
other kid taught him this, though, then it's not him.
Yeah, but that maybe is, we don't know what the reality is, though. That needs to be clarified.
But let's not freak Becky out too much because she's pretty freaked out. What I'm saying is best to have a 5-year-old playing the weenie game.
With the 7-year-old.
Yeah, because of the sort of absence of weenie at 5.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thanks, Ace.
But Becky, I mean, things can turn out just fine. But I definitely think it requires a child psychologist to look at this and deal with it to be sure that it turns out in a way that's healthy for the child.
Should I make him stop playing with his friend altogether?
It's not a bad place to start.
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't.
What do you want to mull that over for a few hours?
Hey, do you want the child to feel guilty and ashamed immediately that he's done something horrible? There's going to be enough weird feelings already. I think if the child does play with the 5-year-old, the 7-year-old, what is it, 5-year-old? If he's back with him again, there must be constant parental supervision,
Well, yeah.
constant, without
Yeah.
exception.
I feel that way, too.
But that probably should be going on anyway with your child from now on until you have an opportunity to have this evaluated. Plus, there may be a legal problem here.
I think she's legally required
to report
to
this.
report the other boy as well as hers.
Yes.
When
Oh,
it's a
really?
molestation thing.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
can you talk to the parents?
Yeah, but she doesn't know if it's one of those parents.
I don't know. I figured that somebody must have been messing with this kid for him to know something like that.
Right.
Uh-huh.
That's what we think.
Probably, but not necessarily. But the parents sent your child home.
Right. And yet they didn't call in a total
Right.
snit to figure out what to do about this.
No, they haven't said a word to me, and I've seen them several times since.
That's kind of bizarre already.
Yeah.
That's,
And also, maybe her son doesn't know the rules of the weenie game or something. I mean,
No,
maybe explaining too much or not enough, or
I haven't discussed sex with him because I
Right.
figured there was no need to.
Okay.
Here's the deal. You need to go ask your primary care doctor for a child psychology referral. Let them decide what the legal issues are in your state in terms of reporting this. But let's take care of this now and be sure that this doesn't become some sort of significant issue in your child's development, okay? That's that.
And I think unless she ignores this completely, that this really, he could get by from this just fine.
If it's taken care of. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Easy bake job.
Poor Desiree. We brought her up right in the middle of the weenie game. True, we got to finish ours, so we'll get to that after the show. Chris, it's all right for adults to play the weenie game, isn't it, Drew? Huh? Drew's had just about enough.
Chris?
Chris?
Yes.
Ask Drew your question before he snaps.
My girlfriend and I have been going out for 4 years, and I haven't cheated on her, and she says she hasn't cheated on me. She recently found out that she has chlamydia, And my question is there any way possible that you can get chlamydia without having sex, or is she really cheating on her?
All right. This is, it's an airborne disease, isn't it, Drew?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. If one is, for instance, riding a moped and wearing a tennis skirt.
I think it's time for one of my fantasy answers.
Well, we'll get to Drew's fantasy answer after the break here, Chris.
If you have a question for Loveline, you can call us 24 hours a day. 323-520-LOVE. Long distance charges, man.
More Loveline with the new host of the Love Connection, Pat Bullard, and Desiree, who's up from the audience. And we were speaking to Chris in the Easy Bake Oven. Chris, 27, has been dating the same girl for 4 years. You haven't been cheating on her?
Right.
And she hasn't been cheating on you except for the chlamydia thing.
Right.
So neither of you, as far as you knew, had any contact with anyone else?
Yes.
Were both of you virgins going into this relationship?
No, we weren't.
Okay, it's certainly possible that she had chlamydia over the span of the relationship. I mean, you can have it for a long time. In fact, that's how it does its damage. It gets in the tubes and smolders along and causes destruction of the tubes and infertility that way. So it's possible this is something that's been smoldering for quite some time, though 4 years without any symptoms and without any treatment is an awfully long time. So it's suspect.
And when you have chlamydia symptoms, you have to treat them. It's not like how a woman can have herpes and not know it. And she's been
you cannot.
having
Most
outbreaks.
most people with chlamydia do not know they have it. It's very mild.
So she could have actually been having
Yes.
outbreaks all along.
It's not a matter of
the 4
outbreaks.
years.
It's just this smoldering infection with no symptoms. And in the meantime,
Okay.
it's just doing its damage to the tubes
So that
until it
makes her
flared suddenly.
a little less suspicious than nothing's happened over 4 years.
It is not absolutely certain that she's cheated.
And what happens if it's untreated?
It eventually will cause. It can cause abscesses. It can cause destruction of the tubes and infertility.
What would this do to him?
He usually will get some pain with urination. Have you had any of that along the way?
I haven't.
So he's not contracted anything. The whole situation sounds a little bit peculiar.
Yeah.
Do you trust her, Chris?
Yeah, we've been together 4 years.
Are you sure it's chlamydia?
That's what the doctor told us.
They didn't say PID?
No, no.
Okay. Well, it's a little suspect, a little strange situation. But
Right, but if I think people get a feeling for when their mate of 4 years is cheating. And if you're feeling a little suspect about it, and then you add the chlamydia to the mix, which I don't recommend if you're throwing a party, but we're on a chlamydia mix, hon. I'm going to the store. You add the chlamydia to the suspicion, and now you got a case. But if you're completely secure with her, and you know there's no way she's cheating, then you can believe that it's something she's been harboring for a while.
But that's why it's interesting. You just asked if he trusted her, and he doesn't. I mean, to ask this question and have these kind of doubts, he doesn't trust her.
You don't trust her?
Well, this chlamydia stuff maybe.
Yeah, but that aside.
Oh, besides that, yeah, I trust her.
I think he's probably okay then.
you need to go back and talk to the doctor that's treating her and get some clarification.
And
about how
listen,
sure they are
guys,
this
let me
chlamydia
explain.
And what the, some advice on what the circumstance is and what you need to do. I mean, if it's chlamydia, they should have offered you treatment as well. That's
Yeah, I
always
did.
there. They did?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Chris, I don't know, dip your penis in something.
Get back and talk to that doctor.
Right. All right. Stop by the ATM. Karen? Karen is 28. Karen's on the phone. What's going on there, Karen?
Hi. I've been with my boyfriend for 10 years now, and the thing is, he's not a really great kisser. My problem is I love to kiss, and I've must have kissed about 20 guys since we've been together, and I just can't resist kissing other guys, and it makes me feel guilty. What should I do?
What do you think, girlfriend?
From personal experience, I know it's a real turn off when the guy is not, his kissing standards don't measure up to yours. And it may be shallow, but sometimes that means he's not the guy because you have in your mind this full package of a guy, and if he fails in any way, no matter what it is, it's like.
But 10 years she's been able to work around the kissing.
Not really.
issue.
There's 20 others along
She's
the
not married,
way.
right? She's been with
Excuse
the-
me?
You're not married to him, correct?
No.
Been with the guy since she was 18. This is the example of the relationship's going too long.
Right.
And it's about the kissing.
About
but-
9.5 years too long.
Yeah,
here.
but she still wants to get
Your
out.
tongue isn't
experience
even
other
fully
things.
developed at 18, is it, Drew?
I don't think so. No. You know, it's really more about the relationship being not quite right for her, and them clinging to it and dragging it out far longer than probably should have, which is what people do when they're 18. But really think long and hard about whether or not you want to continue in this relationship.
You don't know. I mean, when you're 18, that you will have other relationships. As you get older, Pat, jump in any time here. After having a few relationships, you understand that, okay, this one's over. You know when one is done, and you realize there will be others. Drew, you want to throw some more furniture around while I'm delivering my passionate speech to Pat? You don't know that
Why is he kicking stuff? We're on television.
On radio, I have to hit the mic.
He punches the mic on the radio. It's not. The show's not complete unless Drew socks the microphone somehow. All right. I think it all sounds like to us that this one is done.
Yeah.
It is over.
And
in 10 years, you haven't been married.
And you're cheating on him. Do yourself a service and just take a break for a little while.
Right.
There you go.
All right.
Try life.
So no more kissing, no more telling, just break up. Drew, you holding the book up there?
I am.
God bless you. We're going to give it to Desiree. Desiree, this book will be worth exactly what the newsstand price was in 10
You know,
years.
I'm going to frame this, and I'm just going to set it up in my dresser in my room and wait for the value to go up, and then, you know.
Yeah, it's like a Carl Yastrzemski rookie card, that thing. It's going to be worth plenty one day. All right, Pat Bullard, everybody. The new love Pat. Check your local lister. And pick up the Dr. Drew doll in every state other than Utah. So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew and Diane Farr saying mahalo.
Loveline is a Stone Stanley production. Yeah. Cool.